I forgot to add it in. There we go. Here we go. We're on the FEPCast. Welcome to the FEPCast. We're back after a snow, what we'll call it a snow delay, a snow day delay. We're just talking about how kids are weak and cowardly. How school districts are weak and cowardly.
Country. Yeah. Like, he's always like, "Why are you mad that we're getting off school? Like, why does it affect you?" I'm like, "Don't fucking learn. You're just sitting here, playing on your phone all day. It's annoying me. Give me my
they tax me for this.
I'm going to be in school. What the fuck am I paying for?"
All of my prostitute scheduling has gotten thrown off. Now I'm behind a week. Money burned a hole in my pocket.
Lunchtime rub and tug anymore. I'm all stressed.
I guarantee you the schools are closed, but the Chinese rub and tug parlors open. They don't care. They will travel through the snow.
Well, I'm going to be in China in about a day and a half. So I will let you know if they're going to be open or not.
It's summer in China, right?
You're going straight to the source.
Yes, I'm on a mission to find out if the rub and tugs are open all year long.
And, get the whole yearly schedule.
Did I ever tell you when last year or last summer I was in China and we went to this like massage parlor? It was a crazy thing in China. You buy a day pass, okay, and it's like spa, a lounge, all you can eat buffet. Well, food wasn't good.
Who wants to go to a spa and eat all you can and just fill up your gut?
Yeah,
Chinese people. It was
just
packed.
Blow out your colon in the hot tub.
So get in there. There's men's and girls bathroom. I'll go in the men's bathroom. No
trans pass.
Yes, in China. It hasn't made its way there. So then, they give you a robe. The dude gives me my robe, and he's like standing this close to me. What are you doing, pal? And so he waits for me, drop it, put on my robe. There's like a pool and a sauna and a steam room and all this shit. They're all just walking around, and it's men and women. So men and women are separate. So all the men are butt naked. I'm like, I'm not going in.
Dude, you should feel like a king walking around, giant white dong just flopping around.
It was disgusting. I'm like, I'm not going in this hot tub.
I
was trying not to look. So one dude was just in like one of those chairs, they're kind of like they have like the rubber bands, that are the back. He's fast asleep, completely naked, dick just hanging out. What the fuck is wrong with these people? So then after that, I'm like, I'm not doing this. We went up to get some food. And after that, like we scheduled a couples massage.
Hold on, you should have brought your buffet plate back and then placed the food on top of the sleeping naked guy, like one of those Japanese sushi girls, and just ate your chow mein off of his stomach.
I think that's a great tip for you next time you go. So we scheduled a couples massage, but the funniest part is, so there's a menu, and you picked the girl that you want to massage you, and they have a picture, and they're all smoking hot. And I'm looking at them, and I pick one, it looks really hot. And Rebecca's like, they don't actually look like that.
The girl comes in, and it's the naked guy who was asleep.
I was so disappointed. I'm like, wow, these girls are all so hot. And it was just what did they
look like?
I mean, they were just like plain. I mean, they weren't disgusting. They were just plain Chinese girls. But they all look like, they all had their Instagram filter airbrushed. They all were models in their picture. I'm like, this is the best deal ever. And then it was like bursting the balloon on the birthday.
Did they have any of the weird stuff like the Korean spas here? Like Sandy wants to go to one, and I'd try it out. I haven't gone yet, but they had like, whatever, hot rock room and like all sorts of crazy crap too.
I don't know. I don't think they had that, but maybe they did. I don't know. People just go there, and apparently it's like if you have a layover or like you're in Shenzhen on business and you're there a day and you don't want to like get a hotel, they have sleep pods, TV, like personal TVs in your pod. Like you're on
did you go in the pod?
Yeah, I did. After the massage, like I I fell asleep during the massage, and then I fell asleep. Yeah,
and then woke up in a pod.
Do they also have the massage girls menu in the pod? Is that a thing?
No, I'll suggest that to them if I ever go back.
Yeah. Will the massage girl get in the pod with you?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Another suggestion. I'm going to make notes and say I have ideas to improve your business.
Well, you know what would concern me? Like you said, like there was the naked.
Honey.
Well, like you said, like there's the naked man who's passed out in the chair with the bands. I would be paranoid. I'd fall asleep and like my butthole would be between two bands and my colon would just fall out. Like because just all the pressures on the outside and your butthole just falls through the straps.
Well, what if you're one of those
would have that concern in my life, but now I'll be worried about it.
He should be.
I agree with Brian. Sometimes when you're taking a nap, you go from being on your back, you roll over, go on your side or something. And the other thing you don't want is like your wiener or your balls to slide through those bands.
Yeah.
You get stuck over there.
A lot of danger. There should be like warning signs.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Do not attempt this with a loose colon or old dangly balls.
Yeah.
I guarantee China does not have any of the signs up that read you're not allowed to go in this hot tub if you had diarrhea in the past 10 days. It's probably not concerned about that.
No, they're good.
Well, tune into our next podcast where we review Chinese spas. It's called Spa Do It or Spa Don't. Or Spa Dunk It if it's a rug and tub parlor.
It's my favorite.
We need a gong sound.
Yeah. Well, anyway, welcome to the show, everybody. Today we are going to be talking about two shows. One new show, which is A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. And of course, we're also be talking about the David Spade vehicle, Just Shoot Me. Hey, Grumpy Gnome, welcome to the show. Which one do you guys want to start with? What struck your fancy?
Go with the Knight of the Seven Kingdoms.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say what didn't strike my fancy was that show. I
titled the episode "A Night of the Seven Boredoms" because it was very boring.
It was terrible, and I gotta say, I like Game of Thrones. I wanted to like this show, and I started watching it and was immediately disappointed. It just was so slow and boring.
Yeah, it's. I know, like. So I actually tried to read this book, the book of it, a couple years ago, because it's like a short story, I think, in the Game of Thrones. Like George R.R. Martin wrote it. The book is just as fucking boring. I made it to like 30. Yeah, I was surprised when I saw that they were making it. I'm like, there's nothing to this.
I like that. Right, they're reading the book. They're like, we can make this slower. We can really tease this out over 8 episodes, this short story that's already boring. What can we add in to make it even worse?
Apparently, I was reading on that House of the Dragons, the showrunner, George Martin, was mad because the showrunner doesn't listen to him at all.
Yeah.
But that show sucks too, so maybe they should listen to him, right?
I mean, when the showrunner
was good.
It was good until the showrunners took it over and wrote it. I mean, George R.R. Martin's not wrong. It was awful. Like when Game of Thrones went off the books, it was terrible. It was unwatchably stupid. The characters made dumb decisions. They talked like assholes. So I get that. But for this, I don't know. Like, why would you even, if you're George R.R. Martin, and he doesn't have the wherewithal, obviously, wouldn't you be like, why are you going to make this one? What of all the boring stories you could do? Why this specific crappy episode? Because starting off, the show starts, it's Sir Donk, who's like a knight squire for this old knight who dies. So it starts off with the knight, it's raining and he's burying the knight and the knight's dead. You're like, okay, great. And he's just a big lug. And that scene, whatever, starts off. And then immediately just slash cuts to the Squire Donk just blowing his asshole out for no reason. No reason.
That was crazy.
Right?
Yeah, that had no relevance to anything.
I think the first time I've ever seen diarrhea on a show. Like you actually see, it's not just like a sound effect, Jim Carrey, Dumb and Dumber, or Jeff Daniels. It was the spray out the butt.
Yeah. And no explanation. There wasn't a foreshadowing scene where he's like, oh, methinks this horse done turned or anything. It's just he buries his master and he's like, oh, I'll take his sword, and then diarrhea. And he's like, all right. And then after that, no explanation. He doesn't reference the diarrhea. It has no point in the show. It has no plot. Nothing comes of it. They're just like, what's gonna shake this up? Diarrhea in the first 2 minutes.
Unless there's something that happens like in episode 5 where they bring the diarrhea back up for some reason.
Like, this is a long bout of diarrhea you got, Sir Donk.
You guys are going to want to really. The show's real slow until they have the callback to diarrhea in episode 5.
The guy goes, I've been following you for 200 miles. I've been following your diarrhea trail.
That's why they call Sir Donk, because he's a knight he's like rags. He has no money. He has no real good armor, and they call them hedge knights because they sleep in hedges. But maybe it's because he shits in hedges. He's just always in a hedge, just shitting.
Just shitting.
I had never heard of the hedge knight before.
I do like the term.
Yeah,
it's cool. It's lowbrow, like if you're drunk, you sleep in hedges. I think it should be adapted to the current day.
Like a hedge politician. We have these people that are rolling out that are just drunks. They fall asleep with their whores. That is all of them. Yeah, hedge politicians would be great. Hedge fund managers, they don't sleep. That I would manage.
I manage hedges. No. There's nothing to do with fine. I manage hedges.
Yeah, so
I just do it at night.
Yeah. So we meet this guy. He diarrheas. When you're like, okay, then he travels on. He goes to some tavern, and there's a little bald kid. Which again, I don't know why this little bald kid. There's a little bald kid who's like, take my horse, and the kid's like, oh, go fuck yourself, and he's like, I'll cuff your ears, I'll box your ears, boy, and goes inside, and the lady's like, did my son take your horse? And I guess that wasn't her son. The little bald kid's just like a loitering child, and
an orphan, nowhere to go.
Little bald orphan child, little demon. So the kid has impeccable wit because he's like 7 years old, and he's just ripping off one-liners at this massive mountain of a man who could beat the shit out of him. Just like, it's like, oh, you think you're so clever, Mr. Knight? Well, let me tell you something here. It's just like it's unreasonably stupid writing to have this 7-year-old mouthing off to this mountain man. And then he goes inside and meets the tavern wench. You find out that he's got no cash because he's, can barely afford his food or whatnot. And the next thing I wrote down, because this show is so boring and so non-consequential in every sequence that happened, stop me if I miss anything, was I wrote down, it's not Game of Thrones without bare man ass, because there was a scene where he shows his bare man ass.
In case you didn't get enough of the diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want to see where it came from, undiarrheaed. Otherwise, how will you follow the plot?
And there's more man ass and man junk in movies and shows nowadays than
you put Harvey Weinstein in prison and this happens. Did people not think things through?
Yeah, no more boobies on TV.
Yeah,
now you get wiener and man
butts.
Should we just go start a Kickstarter to break Harvey Weinstein out of jail just so he can stop the siege of bare man genitals in movies?
Yeah,
it's made society worse. I think we can all agree.
Every time they go to shoot a bare man's cock, you just see Harvey Weinstein barrels on the set and just shoulder checks him in a cape.
Yeah. This doesn't say.
So some Hollywood starlets were made uncomfortable.
No.
Big deal.
They gotta be in movies. That's fun.
So he's going to I guess the plot is he's going. Was he ever actually knighted? Do we know that, or was he just?
They didn't show it. I think he's just making that up. Like I think the old knight dies without actually knighting him. He says, like, suppose he was promised to be knighted, but there's never a scene that shows him being knighted. So he's making this all up and pretending that he was actually knighted. But I mean, for all intents and purposes, who cares?
Yeah. Well, the dude where he goes to the so he goes to the tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. And he tries to play off like he's actually a knight, and he's saying, I've been knighted by this other knight who no one's ever heard of. And then the master of the ceremony starts fucking with them, saying, "Well, if you made this up, we're gonna rape you with a sword until you die."
Yeah, lower you onto the spike, and your intestines will pop out, and you just clean up your asshole.
He's like, just kidding. I like that character.
Which is good fun. Yeah, I'm sure he's the only interesting character of the show. Although there were two interesting characters. One was the guy who threatened to pull him up the ass, and the other one we'll get to later on, which is the reindeer king of this, not the king, but the reindeer lord of the tournament, who is the exact same actor who was awesome in The Gentleman, playing the crazy coke addict brother who danced in the chicken costume.
Yeah,
same actor.
I didn't realize that.
That's how I was looking. I was like, I know this guy. He's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah, that guy is good. Well,
Yeah, hilarious.
And then also, like, he's kind of a character that you're like, is he gay? Is he into men? Is he into just being?
Well, I thought he was kind of like Tyrion Lannister JV version.
Yeah,
like he was good. Not you're not going to be as good as Tyrion, but at least you're going that route. You know, you probably drink and carouse.
Yeah, drunk as hell.
Like enjoy the pleasures of the flesh.
Yeah. So he gets he registers for the tournament. And the guy's like, look, you can fight the tournament, but nobody saw you knighted, and nobody knows who the hell this knight is that knighted you. You got to find somebody to vouch for you. So he's walking around and he's like, oh, I got to find this liege lord that my sire fought for in battle and got shot in the stomach with an arrow. I'll find that guy. So he tries to find him. And the guy's two whores, because he's a big whoremonger, are like, well, he's sleeping. And then they start to make fun of the hedge knight for being just a raggedy douche. And he's like, you don't have to make fun of me because I'm a hedge knight. And they're like, well, we do. And then you don't see him naked, which pisses me off. You only see Donk naked.
Can we talk about the quality of the whores in this version of Game of Thrones? Because I feel like that's also a major step down from what we had in the original. Like the original King's Landing brothel.
Oh yeah,
those were top notch.
The redhead,
when you go to the menu of the brothel in King's Landing, you pick out your character. They look like that AI souped up.
It's worth getting an STD from these whores.
Yeah.
What? Maybe chlamydia. And
in
those
this
days, probably still not.
I mean, were STDs as big of a factor in I don't even know what time period this is out. You assume like 1,000 years ago, but 1,000 years ago, you could die like that from drinking bad water. Maybe a plague comes around. So you're like, yeah, I got the clap, but odds are I was going to die soon anyways.
That's true. So caution of the wind.
No one lived very long.
As Roger from American Dad said, for people who gets AIDS test, roll the dice, cowards. Yeah, the words are not that great. So so he's like, all right, well, the liege lord, I need to vouch for. He's asleep, so I guess I'll go muddle around. And he meets some douchebag who's annoyed that he's there, and the other knights are kind of annoyed. I mean, if I was a knight, and this guy comes trotting in, and he's a huge mountain of a man, this Donk. Wouldn't you be like, I don't want this giant turd who's wearing rags fighting in this tournament? I mean, what if he beats me? How am I going to live that down, losing to this jerk off?
Yeah,
might as well eliminate
well,
him.
the good thing in this tournament apparently is if you lose like your horses and all this shit. So you're playing for stakes.
Yeah,
which made me question, why is this Sir Donk entering this tournament? Because you have nothing.
Well, because he's got
you don't want to lose. Like, is this the guy with $2 spending it at the lot? At the gas station buying a lottery ticket? I guess.
Like, well, look, if you're a boxcar hobo and you can fight Mike Tyson and you think you're good at fighting, why not give it a shot? He's got exactly, boxcar Louis. He's got like 2 horses, a suit of armor, and a sword to his name. Give it a go. And he's a big dude. He figures, whatever, I'll just clonk him on the head. He only has to win one battle, and then he's rich, basically, by his standards, right? Because if he beats another knight, the other knight has to pay him to get his horse and armor and stuff back. Like, you ransom back the money. I would do it. If I was Sir Donk, I would take that gamble.
He's never been in as far as we know, he's probably never been in a fight, much less like a a high stakes joust where a knight is riding at you full speed on a horse with a fucking giant pole that's going to be aimed at your head. Seems like something you'd want to train or have a little bit of experience before you.
Well, let me ask you, do you think there's two ways it could go? Number one, either Sir Donk could be amazing right off the bat, and everybody's like, oh my God, this Sir Donk, and maybe he'll go in the service of reindeer head, man. Or do you think it's going to be for the sake of drama that he's going to lose immediately and now have to ransom it back and do all sorts of sordid things? Well, you read the book, I guess, right, Rico? You said
I didn't read the whole book. I don't think I even made it to where he got to the tournament grounds. I did watch scenes from the season though at the end of the show, so kind of I know like where it's heading. So
I feel like he's gonna be good. Like people are gonna be surprised. Like, whoa, Sir Donk, look at how good he is, and he's a no-namer.
That's what I think too. I think they're going to give him the win. Yeah, I think they're going to give him the win.
It looks like to spoil on spoilers that were already given. It looks like he's probably going to lose, but then the reindeer guy like is in a battle and he calls Sir Donk like, "Hey, we were getting hammered together. I need you on my team for something." And so he probably gets hooked up with that guy. And
I can see that.
I think that's what's kind of the plan for
all right.
Episodes.
Well, let's get to Reindeer Head, but before we get to Reindeer Head, Lord Plumplefluck or whatever his name is, there is a scene that made me very annoyed, which is Donk is walking around the tournament. They've got all this, people are reading out plays, and there's firefighting, dancers, and all this other stuff. So he walks into a tent, and there's a chick on stage who is at best a 6, not very attractive. She's blandly reciting the lyrics to some poem, and in the background there's guys working a giant incredible dragon puppet. I mean, this thing's amazing. It's moving around. It's like the modern stuff you see in Cirque du Soleil, except it's actually breathing fire. And this chick's like, and the dragon came up and bit the man, and everybody, she finishes and everybody stands and applauds, and she's like, I'm amazing. And you're supposed to believe that this they're clapping for this dumb bitch. I'm like, they're clapping for the fucking massive dragon puppet behind you. Are we supposed to believe that anybody gives a crap about you, ugly? Just pissed me off.
Well, when that scene took place, I thought, I want to see less of this woman and more of this dragon. That thing was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Step aside, sugar. We got things to look at. We got puppet dragons to look at. It was incredible. The amount of sophistication that would go into making a puppet dragon like that, breathing fire on stage without setting the place ablaze. Incredible. Where are these artisans at?
There's been several stories in the news recently.
Where are all the hot women
have burnt down because people don't do good pyrotechnics.
Yeah, that Swedish bar that was like, it's a great idea having fireworks that people hold next to the ceiling and then also layering the ceiling in styrofoam.
Yeah.
Like, those Swedes, they can't make good furniture and they can't make fireproof bars, apparently.
Let's go. We'll soak the walls in kerosene.
They're Russian now.
Yeah.
So they go in, they're in the tent. Sir Donk's wandering around looking awkward because he doesn't fit in anywhere. And the Lord, who is hilarious, the same guy as in The Gentleman, he goes, come here. He gestures him to come over. And she's like, where's my, my trinket, my honorarium for hosting this? Because everybody brings something, a little treat for me because I'm hosting the tournament, a little sword or a jewel. And Sir Donk's like, I have nothing. And he's like, what the fuck are you doing in my tent? And there was a funny scene where Donk just sits there eating like a crumpet, and he goes, supper. And the guy is like, can't argue with that logic. All right, have a seat.
I do put out a good spread.
and then for some reason asked Sir Donk to dance. This guy, this king of the land, the local region, decides that it's time to dance. And he's like, do you like to dance, Sir Donk? And Sir Donk's like, doesn't everybody? Which, if I'm a giant man like that, no, I would not want to dance. I don't like to dance now as a 6'3" man. But they dance around and they
it's like stomping on each other's feet. What kind of
that was weird. Yeah, it's like
there was
sexualized tension between them as they're dancing and stomping on each other's toes.
he kept spinning him around. It was like 8 times, and a scene that was way too long. He kept spinning him, and then he danced drunkenly and spin him again. I was like, let's get another move.
They filled the show with so much nonsense where everybody wants to see 2 things: fucking knights fighting and dragons
and nudity. 3 things.
Boobs. Yeah, like
boobs.
Get with the program, Game of Thrones. Just
there's no dragons in this. There's no magic or dragons or walkers or anything. This is supposedly just straightforward, no magic time in this series. So they had this whole show where, and that was basically it. By the way, that was the end of the episode. We described the whole episode. That was all that happened in it. Sir Donk, you see the guy, his knight gets killed, or his knight dies. He has diarrhea. He stumbles around. He meets a little bald kid who then comes back to be his squire. Right. He goes into this guy's tent and they dance, and that's the episode. That's it. And then that's the end of the fucking episode.
The whole time you're waiting for him to go to this tournament, you're like, finally he's going to go to the tournament and kick some ass. And then no tournament. You're like, God dang it.
There was a scene where you thought he was going to fight a guy, like a knight who's being a shit to his little brother, and he's like, "Hey, will you come fight me?" And Sir Donk's like, "Nah, I'm not going to do it." We're like, "Oh, great,
stuff to do."
Exciting. I mean, in a first episode, Donnie, thank you. You think at least some sword play, some hot female nudity, something, anything, nothing. It gives you nothing.
So what I was thinking is like, I had no familiarity with the Game of Thrones world when I watched it, when I watched the first episode of Game of Thrones, but the first episode, you jump in and you don't realize it at the time, but it's in the middle of this huge controversy. Like Robert Baratheon is finding out that Cersei was banging Jaime, and probably his offspring is not his, and it's going to cause chaos. And Ned Stark is uncovering this, and all this shit is going on in that very first episode. And you're like, wow, there's so much going on. And I'm like, what's blah, blah, blah.
Who are all
here? I'm like, what's going on? Like, what are we jumping into? It seems like a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Is there any plan for this season? Is there any drama? Like, nothing. There's no backstory at all.
I have a plan for the season. Did not watch. Not gonna watch it.
It's probably fair.
Yeah, there's not enough story.
There's nothing. It's stupid.
There was literally zero hook to make you want to watch another episode. Zero. Other than to see. The only reason I would watch is to see what happens with, again, the one guy that was interesting, the local lord with the reindeer, antlers. He's the only reason, and he's not enough of a reason, because you don't see him fight. You just see him be drunk and dance around in circles.
I hope they recreate that crown so people can buy it around Christmas.
That would be nice.
That would be a fun Christmas crown to wear.
If they don't, we should have it and add it to our merch store.
There you go.
We have 0 items.
How did you go 50,000 in debt? Funny story.
Have you heard of Antler Man?
We couldn't remember his name. We only watched one episode. We just put antler
we
crown
went
for
all
guy.
In on antler crowns.
Went bust.
Damnedest thing. Let's go to a bank and ask for a small business loan. For what? Oh, we're gonna put it all in on antler crowns.
The guy just figures behind his desk and he goes, "You mean like this one? You're 5th in line."
Too late now.
Beaten to the punch again. All right. Well, what do you give it? What's your grade?
It's C-.
Terrible. I give it a C.
Don's already watched the whole season.
Yeah, of course. I also will give it a C-. It's not a D. It had, enough some entertainment value.
It was short. It was only like 40 minutes, which I appreciated.
Yeah. I got through it. I wanted to see more action, but it didn't deliver. I probably will watch more of it, but
I'm gonna watch the second episode because I have a lot of time to sit on my ass in the next day and a half.
Yeah,
I'm gonna download that and watch it on the plane, but I don't know that I'll enjoy it.
Download what I was going to suggest. Oh, you can't
Why?
download it yet, sadly. But the show I'm suggesting we watch for next episode is as I've referred it to, The Blurbs, which is the TV remake of The Burbs with a strong black woman as the lead.
Oh, I saw a preview for that.
Yeah, we have to watch it. It has to happen.
Okay.
Not representative of the suburb I live in. I'll tell you that much.
It'd be great if they start the show, she moves in, and then everybody else
Everyone
moves
moves
out.
out.
All the signs go off in the neighborhood.
For sale.
It's the Burbs, y'all.
It's just the whole show. Instead of her battling one crazy evil neighbor, it's her like in Step Brothers, where they dress up as Nazis in yards. It's just her sabotaging her neighbors so they can't move out.
That would be a good show.
I would watch that show. That would be a good show. You're not reverse gentrifying this neighborhood on me. All right. Well, let's move on to our next show, which is Just Shoot Me, the David Spade vehicle. Which, by the way, I don't know if I was thinking of a different show than this. There was another show David Spade was on that I loved. Maybe it's this show and it's just later in the episode.
This show seemed like, to me, a ripoff of News Radio.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Brian, you might be thinking of that Rules of Engagement show. That's
maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I never watched that show either.
Well, it came on after you remember we watched Cougar Town, which was awesome. It was on like either right before or right after Cougar Town, which is how I ended up catching it.
You were one of those guys who just put on the NBC on Thursday night and just let it go and take you away.
Well,
for 2 hours.
This is in a rerun. This is probably on like the WWWWB. That's still around. So anyway, Just Shoot
probably.
Me. Yeah, let's get into Just Shoot Me. So it's got David Spade in it and a bunch of other people. Who cares? David Spade's the one you remember and recognize. It's got a gal working at a news station, and she's a journalist. And there's a scene which I don't know if you guys wrote down the same thing. Blew me away because Anchorman ripped it off.
Joke.
Absolutely. Don's never seen Anchorman, doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I missed it.
Really? Okay, so in the beginning,
you haven't seen Anchorman? Are you kidding?
No, I have seen it, but I must have not associated the joke that she told with it.
So the joke is that she's working at a news station. She writes a news story, and this bitchy blonde host comes up. Anchor woman comes up. She's like, "You need to rewrite this trash because I want to be in the story. Like, you can't say that you talk to the police department. You have to say I talk to them, so I'm in the story because I'm the anchor woman." And she's like, "Okay."
Oh, yeah.
So she edits the teleprompter
all that stuff at the end of the thing. Yeah. Like, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I'm Ron Burgundy goes, "Fuck yourself, San Diego" to her, and Anchorman 100% ripped it off. 100%. Yeah. This just goes like 20 years before it.
Well, I mean, it's a good joke.
Disappointing, Will Ferrell. It's been a lot to me lately, but it's a different matter.
His face alone disappointing. Just hard to look at. Bad plastic surgery. Yeah. So it's got this chick. She gets fired, of course, for changing the teleprompter. So she's out of work. She lives with a very gay nerd roommate or something.
I was immediately turned off of on this show. Like, I'm like, oh boy, not like if that guy had a major role in the show,
so annoying.
I would have been out immediately. He was
phased him out.
He was such a poor man's Andy Dick with no humor, just stupid personality.
And nobody, if you're hanging out with somebody at their house or their apartment, no one's going to act like that. Like a crazy person like they're doing.
It was like Matthew Lillard
impression.
Yeah, it was awful, annoying, but she can't pay rent and yada, yada, yada. So she has to go crawling back to her dad, who works at a magazine company, like owns a magazine company for a women's fashion magazine called Blush. And you get introduced.
It's supposed to be the Cosmo, right? Like,
exactly. Yeah, it's like Cosmo. They do the sex quizzes and stuff like that. Hot models are in it. And you get introduced to David Spade, who is, by the way, the finest douche. I mean, there's nobody that plays a better douchebag than David Spade. He's number one. He's immediately like, let me have these models. Excuse me.
Well, so remember how we talked about what was that show? 2.5 Men, how it was written for Charlie Sheen to play Charlie Sheen. Mm-hmm. I think this show was written for David Spade to play David Spade, which I appreciate. Like, let's not overthink this.
And to also date those models outside of work. You know?
David Spade's like the best coxman out there. He's a hero to all men. He's like 5'2", this skinny little blonde turd, and he's banged like every model in Hollywood. He banged Heather Locklear when she was prime Heather Locklear.
She's still amazing. She'll be amazing until she's 95.
So's David Spade. He's still amazing.
Yeah, and every line he had in the show was hilarious. He was
it is a good question. Do you think they wrote the show and just had that character, or do you think it was something where they're like, this guy's actually the linchpin of the show? Or do you think it just evolved like Simpsons? Simpsons, Homer wasn't, Bart was the star of Simpsons, and it wasn't good. And then they're like, Homer's the star. And then it became The Simpsons as we know it, just hilarious, or was hilarious.
But I think David Spade, I think this show was around 97-ish when it started. Mm-hmm. I think David Spade would have definitely been the biggest star on the cast. Like, I don't know that there's any competition. Was there any? I recognize the father, but I don't remember from what. But I've definitely seen him before. The daughter, didn't know. The older woman in the office, I recognize her.
She was girls that was in the Real Housewives of Orange County, or no, not the Real Housewives. What was that show where they were on whatever lane? It was like an HBO show that was super popular. Wisteria Lane. I don't know. Anyway, the Real Housewives shows are based off that show.
Okay,
these rich women that lived in the houses, and she was on that show, like as one of the main characters. But
she's been in other things for sure. But,
for sure.
But I think David Spade was by far the biggest star. So you would think they probably, if they had that character in mind, they would probably like this. It's got to be David Spade. Like
David Spade is the perfect snooty assistant to a super rich guy who owns a fashion magazine. Spade would be the only one who could do the role perfectly.
Yeah. And I'll say go ahead, Rico.
Well, I was going to say what I liked about the show once they got away from that annoying roommate is it was joke. It was like rapid fire. They weren't all funny or anything, but it's constant, nonstop jokes.
Well, and like we always talk about, you also knew immediately who every character was. Like, they were well-developed characters right away. Like, okay, that's this person, that person. They each had individual characters. They were well-developed right off the bat. They had each had a different way of talking, different way of interacting. Like, it was funny. It was good. And there was some funny bangers, like the chick from Wisteria Lane, the older broad who's like supposed to be the one that's taken over the magazine before this guy's daughter. And we'll talk about this because this annoyed me at the end, but she had a great line where the daughter walks in and the lady thinks she's one of the models. And she's like, oh no. She's like, you need to lose 20 pounds. You need to gain 6 inches and you need to tell your hairdresser to get off cocaine like everybody else did in the 80s. And I was like, can't make those jokes anymore. You're not getting that on network TV. That's a great line.
Yeah. Right there on TV. Cocaine jokes.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at what else she's in.
No.
Nothing that
she is in.
She was, what was the one she was in on HBO? There was one show that was huge on HBO forever.
Was she in a lot?
The black-haired chick, not the daughter.
American
the daughter
Housewife?
American House.
I've never heard of that show before.
I think it was American Housewives.
I think we got our next show.
It was huge on HBO. It was huge. Just if you type in Wisteria Lane, it'll come out. It was on for like 8 seasons. Every woman's watched it.
She's been in everything. Jeez.
Yeah.
I'm still scrolling and I'm only on 2016
Yeah, I think she's been in like
it's a popular
Seinfeld's episodes and Friends episodes. She's been in everything.
She works a lot. Yeah. So anyway, so this chick, the guy's like, oh, the dad, oh, well, good to see you, honey. And they're estranged and he married her high school best friend or something like that. So that's part of why they're estranged. Turns out he's having a baby with her friend. So there's some angst there. He goes, but he wants to reconnect with her. So he has her write an article, the sex tips or whatever, to give her a paycheck. She's going to write a shitty article shitting on her dad. And then reconsiders. But before that, my favorite scene in the whole episode, the dad's at the hospital. She turns in her assignment, which is that she wrote a shitty article about her dad as the editor, and gets her paycheck. And David Spade is like, oh, baby's here. And he's talking to her. He's like, yeah, baby's here. And he describes the baby. And he's like going back and forth. And he's just, David Spade.
She's got a bitchy look on her face as she's saying it. So I don't think she's serious.
She said congratulations, but her face didn't say that. And then he goes, and then he's like, all right, yeah, the kid's got black hair and, great singing voice, because the kid's screaming. And then he just goes, oh, she said it's like Elvis on the toilet. She said that she looks like a drug-addled dead singer. Making up shit that she's saying.
And then Maya starts saying a bunch of stuff about how, oh my God, she's my sister. She's my sister. Yeah. And then Spade goes,
she didn't realize that.
She's babbling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has her realization, because she goes to the hospital to see the baby, and she goes, oh my God, I'm a sister. And there was one line I skipped over, which was a funny line, which is that the dad's leaving the office to go to the hospital. He's like, call my car around. He's like, it's already here, sir. David Spade, it's already here, sir. All right, go this. Okay, I got it handled. He goes, what was today's Marmaduke? He's like, oh, Marmaduke was driving a car. And he's like, that Marmaduke's hilarious.
Yeah, he thinks he's a person.
I do like the joke of someone telling you what the comic is. Having to spend all that time reading the comic with those 3 separate squares. Sometimes just break it down into one sentence.
Marmaduke is just one square sometimes.
Was it?
Yeah. Like Family Circle.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that was the worst.
The only funny one was there was one time I obviously we're all big Far Side fans here. And there was one where I had Gary Larson's collection, and he was like, my favorite thing that ever happened was that one time they transposed the captions on my comic with Family Circle.
Really?
And it was just the kid sitting and looking at his cereal bowl in the table in Family Circle. And he goes, I see your head sitting among a row of skulls. And it's like, what the fuck? And then you see the Gary Larson cartoon is supposed to be what was a like a fortune teller talking to a Cro-Magnon man looking at a crystal ball. That's great.
That guy's a genius.
Yeah. Oh wait, I wrote down the exact David Spade line where so Maya says to the baby, because he's like, he has black hair. Yeah, great singer. And she goes, oh, just like Elvis. And he goes, she's comparing the baby to a bloated drug addict.
Bloated drug addict. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, they weren't trying to be too serious. It was just joke.
Yeah.
I like that kind of style of comedy. Not
absolutely.
The only soft part of the episode was the conflict between that woman, the dark-haired woman, and the photographer guy, Elliot, just arguing about which hot chicks to hire.
Yeah.
But then I guess they had to introduce the fact that Elliot likes dating the chicks, and so that's his character is kind of like a sleazy.
I mean, he works for a fashion magazine. What do you expect?
Well, and I guess it's before the Me Too time, and also sexual harassment law hasn't been established. It's still
we don't know if he's
better time.
They don't speak English, as they established. He's dating a chick who speaks zero English, except to say like Pellegrino, yeah.
That's all she knows.
And there's a funny interaction where they were
describing what a refrigerator was.
Yeah, he's like,
did he say
cold square or something like that? It's cold square house. Well, there was a funny scene too where she's obviously a very modern woman in this, and she's a feminist, and she's like, you're just dating her because of her physical looks, and he's like, give me a break, like you don't think physical beauty, and he's like, what about Michelangelo's David? She's like, well, that's a work of art. And she's like, you only think that because he made the perfect man. And she's like, that's not true. And he's like, what if it was me? She's like, that would be fine, work of art. And he lifts his shirt and he's like, what about now?
Yeah, more harassment law violations. Flashing.
Good.
The 90s were the best. I think we can all agree on this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Anything goes. Anything went back then.
Yeah. So it's funny, back-to-back joke. And then it got a little sappy because, she sees the baby and she wants to reconnect with her sister. And the dad's like, I don't want to mess up my relationship with her like I did with you. And she's like, then don't, which we all knew she was going to say. And he's, and then he's like, well, with this baby, I'm going to have to take some time off work. I'm going to need someone to help run things. And I'm like, and I'm watching this. I'm like, that's just idiotic. She's going to take over half the editorial duties for a magazine she's never done before, jumping everybody else that works there.
Let's not overthink this. It is Just Shoot Me.
Come on, man.
And now you're going to have the fish out of water that her stuffy, liberal, feminist attitude with working with David Spade and this photographer banging everyone, and this dad who's can't remember pet names for his daughter.
Well, the dad's probably going to be. He's probably not going to be in the next few episodes. My guess is that it's just going to be David Spade's her assistant.
So have him.
No, the dad's in. I remember the show when it was on. The dad's in every episode.
Yeah,
is he? Okay.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff takes place in his office. If you notice, like the scenes with, because him and his daughter, they'll have like a scene every time. They'll have like some kind of conflict. That's like the wholesome part of the show. But then other people are barging in. Spade's jumping in for a one-liner and bails out. So yeah, he's in quite a few.
All right. Well, that's fine. Maybe I'll keep watching.
You should. It's very funny.
A much better office show than The Chair Company.
The Chair Company.
If you want to talk, we can. If you want to do an impromptu Chair Company review, I'll bat you.
You can tell me the ending because I'll never watch it.
I liked it. I watched it all the way through. It grabbed me and I couldn't let go.
I agree with you.
Just
Brian.
like the part where we're sitting in the dark. That's all it takes to win you over.
I still have to watch the last
night.
I think the last one or two, but I also kept watching it because it is just the most random, craziest show I've ever seen. It has no point of going in any kind of normal direction. They introduce random characters, and each one is wonderful, but they're so weird. And that's one thing I like about that show.
I have to know the mystery. I don't want to give it away for people watching. I have to know how the mystery ends.
Yeah. Our millions of viewers also are in the midst of Chair Company, which came out 6 months ago.
True.
Quite finished.
Like everybody, we're all behind a little.
Yeah. All right. Well, where do you guys give Just Shoot Me?
Give it a B.
B.
I was entertained. It wasn't like amazing. Some of the characters needed to be better, but enjoyed David Spade, and the father was pretty good, and the bitchy or the feuding two photographers were good. The chick needs to come a little better, but
the lead gal kind of stinks. But
oh, the daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is the 90s. I'll give it a B+ because I think it is a good show. It's not perfect, but it does have David Spade, because otherwise it would just be every other sitcom that takes place in an office with a annoying woman and an annoying guy. But this one was way better because it had David Spade.
You know what? We got a docket. There was zero diversity.
Not
disgusting.
Enough.
There was a gay guy. There was Matthew Lillard.
Okay,
and
actually, because of the lack of diversity, I need to change the grade. It gets an A-. Yeah, it goes up. So A-.
All right. Yeah. Well. Speaking of diversity, so I officially vote for the burbs, or the blurbs as I call it, as our new show. It's a half an hour. Should be easy.
Is it already out?
It's on. It comes out February 1st, I think, on Peacock.
Okay.
All right.
The Blurbs.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see how they ruin the Burbs.
Oh, it's gonna be. It's gonna.
I haven't watched the Burbs in decades.
I was just thinking about it the other day.
Awesome.
Every time I look at my neighbor, I think of the Burbs.
Think of your neighbor often?
Every time I look out the window.
Psychopath with a hose.
Masturbating everyone in the neighborhood. The Burbs is great. The thing I love, the thing that stands out to me in the Burbs the most is at the very end when Tom Hanks has been like blown up, gone through all this hell. He comes out of his house and he is like his eyes all swollen up. He's burned on his face, and he grabs onto the stairs of his front porch to walk down. And I guarantee he practiced this. It's genius. Instead of stepping down, he takes one step and then he's so out of he just slides down. He just goes down the stairs. Genius. God, Tom Hanks was funny before he became a serious turd.
Before he got so rich.
What a waste of talent, Tom. Get back to making comedy.
Cleveland Indians fan. Little known fact.
Really? Well, there you have it. There you have it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, we still have to do Scrubs when the new Scrubs comes out. We have to do the old Scrubs.
I think that's the end of February.
All right.
So that'll work out for our next.
I have an old show suggestion, not to totally dominate the conversation here of a shows to watch, but I saw the Real Ghostbusters cartoon is available to watch.
The cartoon version.
There was Ghostbusters, which is a cartoon featuring like a purple monkey and a ghost fighting crime. That they could not name the Ghostbusters cartoon that because they'd already been taken. So this is called The Real Ghostbusters, and it stars the actual Ghostbusters characters. And I remember it being a pretty crazy show. Like there was one episode where this guy had flute.
Dave Coulier, Arsenio Hall.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
What I got cast.
Big names from those days.
Just saying, you want to check it out?
I guess.
Yeah.
So.
What platform is that one on?
Roku channel.
Roku. Yeah, Roku.
Okay, that's. I
assume that's a free one.
Yeah,
sounds free.
All right, let's do it. The Burbs and the Real Ghostbusters. That's our next show.
Fantastic.
It's been a joy.
We'll
see if Sandy has a Thursday dinner in a couple weeks, or if Don's working late.
That's right.
Just constantly disappointing me every week.
All it is Thursday dinners with the woman.
They're killing us. That's all.
Endless. All right. Well, we'll see you next time. Here on the FEPCast. We should have an outro phrase. What's our outro phrase? Tune in and tune out.
Drop turds. Go birds.
Turds go birds. It's always a classic. Fix those bunny ears.
It was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was terrible.
Get him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!